Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. It's a freaking cold one today. It's frigid. It's probably 25 to 30 degrees outside at most, which means it is chilly out here. I already put my heater up for the season like an idiot, not expecting this to happen, so I am going to go get it out and I'll run uptown and get some propane. But I wanted to go ahead and shoot this introduction and get started on, I want to knock out my hanger for the piece that I made yesterday before I continue with the rest of the exhaust. So let's get started. Cut those two hangers off for the pipe that we had. We'll get this bolted up on the car, get some support underneath of it, get it where it needs to be at, and put these together and have us a hanger set up. It's a cold motherfucker, so I'm going ahead and running down and getting propane right now before I get too deep into what I'm doing. I like warm and comfortable when I'm doing shit, man. In town now, catch up with you when we get back to the house. Alright, boys and girls, we got the heater fired up. It's already warm in here. Let's get this exhaust put on. Well, we got started with one at least. We're gonna get it thrown on the car, get some support under her, and get our hanger on there. Got her bolted up on there, as you can see in our little time lapse. Let me get a couple hangers here. We're going to weld this to the pipe with this end, and then this end we'll have a plate welded to it with a hole in it to where we can bolt it up to the car. Alright, she's stacked up. I'm gonna get her off here and get her welded up solid. We got her set up on the weld table. We're gonna get our little tab finished welded, and then we'll go ahead and finish welding our hanger the rest of the way on.
She know how to say yes, daddy. Good girl, she know how to make a man happy. She a short queen, but she get a little scrappy. Watch out for this girl, she a little nasty. She know how to be a straight savage.
Alright, boys and girls, we got our hanger made up and welded on there. The old flux core dimes, no big deal. Anyways, we're gonna get this put back on the car and then continue on with our exhaust. Alright, we got our next piece mapped out, where it's going to go, I think at least marked. We're going to go ahead and tack it up, put it back up underneath there, make sure it's still headed in the right direction, and weld her up solid. Alright, we got our pipe exactly how we need it to go up on there now. We just got to slide her up on there, give her a couple tacks, and then we'll pull the whole exhaust off and get it welded on solid. Actually, I want to pull the whole exhaust off, just the mid-pipe part. From the car underneath there, we'll get it tacked up. she's tacked up. Let's get her off here and weld it up solid. No Alright, quit fucking around, Roy. There's our old mid-pipe. Just gotta get her welded up solid. Once we get this welded up, then we'll get a hanger made up for this one, get it hung up as well, and move on to our tailpipe section. Welded up solid. Go ahead, get this bolted on, get a hanger made for it. She's up there. Now what we're going to do is get this thing jacked up a little bit and figure out where we're going to put our hanger back here. Alright, after lots of fighting this cocksucker, we finally got her tacked up, our hanger. End up going with a little bit different style. What you see right there on the bottom, we're getting ready to cut off. When I set the car down, it's not that it hung too low, I could see it though, and it looks like shit. So I made a different one where it goes on top. I got it tacked on, so I'm gonna get this exhaust pulled off here, and we'll get her up on the table and get it welded up solid. You can see what I'm working with. All right. First things first, we gotta cut that first hanger off that I tried out. It's gotta go. Alright, let's get this last hanger for the mid-pipe. Well, it is freaking hung. Downpipe. Then we got our V-band right there, and our wide band bung. Then it goes back to our mid-pipe. Then our mid-pipe has a hanger right there that bolts up yonder. Then we follow our mid-pipe, about another 3-foot piece to weld onto the end of that. And then just our part that goes over the axle, or the control arm in the back there, which I don't have the 90 for that yet, but we ought to be able to get all the way back here at least. But it's looking freaking awesome, man. And look how sturdy this is. Let me see if I can grab it somewhere. I mean, that is rigid. Definitely going to add a rubber bushing in between the bolt and the mount up here, because the one in the back is a rubber hanger deal, so that ought to be okay. We'll cut down some vibrations right here, and we're also gonna move our fuel lines a little bit, just so they're protected. The exhaust is gonna be wrapped, but it's like to be better safe than sorry. I know this is gonna be hard to believe, but we damn near got a whole exhaust, boys and girls. I got the last piece of the mid-pipe tacked on. We just got to weld her up solid and then get our tailpipe on, man. It's going super smooth. I'm super stoked with how this is turning out so far. I'm gonna try and get you guys set up with a killer shot here. Well, what do you guys think? Looking right there. Yeah. Looks freaking great, man. It's not hanging down at all. I mean, it looks awesome. Well, to keep with the theme of the car and being different and standing out, I've decided not to go over the axle or over the control arm and out the back. We're gonna just kick her out like right. I'll show you guys. I already got the piece cut, ready to go. I was just thinking, with all that shit cut out back there, I don't want to have a fucking exhaust pipe going back through there now, so we're going to connect this right to the end of this pipe, like so. And then kicks out right there. So I actually need to cut just a tiny bit more off of it. So we're going to trim a little bit more off this pipe and get her tacked up here. This thing is going to sound crazy. I cannot wait. Got our little kicker welded on there. Well, it's tacked on. We'll see how she sounds, how I like it. See if it causes any issues, flames. I'm gonna get it all bolted back up once it's welded true, and hopefully she ain't pointed right at the back tire, but the way I had it lined up underneath there, it's gonna kick out about where the side skirt is, about 8 inches in front of that rear tire. So we'll see here in a second. We'll get her welded up. Clean a little bit of splatter off there and get her bolted on the car for the final time. Plate and everything, it couldn't have gotten much closer. The mid-plate bolts, and there's barely enough room to get them bolts in there to get them going. Same with the shift linkage. Well, let's see how low she hangs to the ground. Moment of truth. I'm kind of terrified, really. I'm gonna stick you guys under. You're gonna see before me. Man, I hope it's not on the ground. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. Well, that's going to be a wrap for today's video. Got her exhaust all finished up. It's supposed to be nice out tomorrow, so we'll fire her up and see what she sounds like. Take her down the road for a spin. I appreciate y'all watching as always. We'll see you on the next one.
fuck it，你说你喜欢新的不行，suck on my dick，suck on my dick，bitches repeat，suck on my dick，拍开手里，下的字都是靠实地搞定。如果你还有个想象力，遇到老子就要你的命。秋天夏天为什留给你趴口里，把老子指着你舔了你。这圈子骗你忘记，全都是我的想要给你打无罪，让老子带到你在附近，一点一点把你手跟脚打过去。我在这谁不会睡了，我在被你自己归过。我跟我弟兄和配合，你看你个人就像是个废物。小点脚大大，谁都妄想能够暂时不准后挂，是不是傻？人家不想弄到的傻，要比我只有爱大。